Question 1. Which of the following elements will exhibit the most electronegative character? Now, the first thing we need to know is what the word electronegative means. Now, electronegativity is the tendency of an atom to attract electrons in a molecule. So now if you look at all these elements that are in the options from aluminium to silicon to phosphorus, and then finally to sulfur, you'll find out that all these elements are in period 3 of the periodic table. And one of the properties of period 3 of the periodic table is that as you move from left to right, the electronegativity increases, right? So this is actually the movement from left to right. So that means that our answer will be D, which is sulfur. Question 2. Acid hydrolysis of nitriles will yield. Now, a nitrile is any organic compound that has a cyanide functional group. So, a cyanide functional group is just carbon with nitrogen, but there are 3 bonds between the carbon and nitrogen. So, that's the functional group of a nitrile. And when you hydrolyze a nitrile with acid, what you get is carboxylic acid. So, that means that our answer will be C, carboxylic acid. Question 3 asks, how many isomers of C4H9OH will be tertiary alkanols? Now, an isomer or isomers are molecules that have the same molecular formula, right, but different structural arrangement. So, for example, diamond and graphite, they are isomers of carbon, right? Now, a tertiary alkanol means that when you draw the structural formula of this alkanol, you are going to have one C in the middle connected to the functional group of the alkanol, which is this, OH, the functional group. And then tertiary means that there should be 3 more C's added to it. Now you can see that once you remove one C for the one carbon for the functional group, there are only 3 left. So that means that you can only have one isomer because there's no other way you arrange it, to be able to get a tertiary alkanol again, since it's only C4. So that means that our answer in this case would be just this is the diagram right here. You can see this C connected to the OH, right? So this is the C that's connected to the functional group, and then these are the other 3 C's that make it a tertiary alkanol. So there is no other C, there's no other way that you want to arrange this. It's going to still be the same structural formula. So that means the answer is A1. Question 4. Which of the following makes oil distinguished from fats? Now, oils are generally higher in unsaturated fatty acids, you know, which have double bonds. And so they keep the molecules from packing closely together. That is why you see that oils are basically liquid fats because of these double bonds that keep the molecules from packing together. But on the other hand, fats are typically higher in saturated fatty acids, which lack double bonds. So fats do not have these double bonds, and thus the molecules are able to pack more tightly, which enables their solid state. So in this question, the answer is A. Oil contains a higher proportion of unsaturation, right? Option A. Question 5. The characteristic crystalline shape of solid water is due to. Now, when you see the shape of solid water, each of the water molecules form hydrogen bonds, with the neighboring water molecules, which creates a repeating pattern that results in a crystalline shape. So in this case, the answer is hydrogen bonds. It's not covalent, it's not ionic, it's not metallic. The reason why solid water has that crystalline shape, like you see in all these ice crystals, in movies, that they have this six-sided, definite shape, it is because of the hydrogen bonds that are in solid water. So that means that our answer will be B, hydrogen bonds. Question C. The chemical formula for laughing gas is, just like the name is, laughing gas is a gas that makes you laugh. But if it is used in excessive proportions, it can be very dangerous because it's not something you can stop except the gas has left your system completely. So if you take in or inhale large proportions, you can actually keep laughing, and it can get very, very serious. So, but the formula for laughing gas is N2O, nitrogen monoxide. So that is option C. Question 7 says the sulfide used in coating electric fluorescent tubes is zinc sulfide. So that is option C. Question 8. Calculate the volume in dm cube of oxygen evolved at STP. STP means standard temperature and pressure. When a current of 5 amperes is passed through acidified water for 772 seconds, take the molar volume of gas at STP to be 22.4 dm cube. So now, this is the formula, for acidified water. So this is two water molecules plus oxygen plus these four electrons that will give you these four hydroxide ions. Now, 1 mole of oxygen at STP will require 4 Faradays. How do I know this? Because when you write the formula for the acidified water, you find that there are 4 electrons here. That means that oxygen requires 4 electrons, meaning that 1 mole of it will require 4 Faradays. And we're given 1 Faraday in the question to be 96, or we know that 1 Faraday is 96,500 coulombs. So that means that 1 mole of that will be 4 times that. Now, but we know that the formula for charge is current times time. We're given the current to be 5 and our time to be 772. When we multiply this, we get a charge of 3,860 coulombs. Now, what this means is that this is the first scenario we're given. They told us that the volume of oxygen at STP, you know, is 22.4. So when we get the number of columns at STP, we know that it's going to give us 22.4 DMQ. So that's the volume. Now, we're looking for 5 amperes at 772 seconds. So we don't know what it is. So 3,860 columns will be what? X. And so you cross multiply, make X the subject of the formula, and then you solve, and the answer becomes 0.224 dm cube, decimeter cube, and that is option B. Question 9. Hydrogenation of benzene to cyclohexane is called. Now, to be honest, I think the examiner or the writer of this question, you know, meant to put benzene later because there's actually no answer here directly. But this is one of the things about JAMB. When you are in the exam hall, it's not like your internal exam at school when if there's a problem, it can be rectified. So what happens is that you are advised to choose the closest answer. And the way benzene is formed, because benzene is an aromatic hydrocarbon. So, and the process is that a non-aromatic hydrocarbon being transformed to an aromatic hydrocarbon, it's called aromatization. So that is option D. So we're going to go with the closest answer, which is option D. Question 10. The pollutant that contributes to the depletion of ozone layer is actually CFC, and CFC stands for chlorofluorocarbons. The chloro from chlorine, fluoro from fluorine, and then carbons. And when CFCs are released into the atmosphere, they are broken down by the intense ultraviolet radiations, which release the chlorine atoms. These chlorine atoms now react with ozone molecules, which depletes the ozone layer. So the answer to this question is D, CFC.